Okay, we'll call to order the Raymore Park and Rec special meeting, Tuesday, February 8th, 2022. Can I get a roll call, please?
Member Cooper?
Present.
Member Manson?
Present.
Member Troutman?
Present.
Member Clark?
Present.
Member Scott?
Present.
Member Mapes?
Present.
We have 3 members absent, Bartow, Casas, and Josh Collier. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
The United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we're going to move right away into new business. Action item A, Play Power Contract Award. Director?
Thank you, sir. Before the board tonight is a contract recommendation from the staff for Play Power, LT Farmington Incorporated. This is a contract for the Hawks Nest All-Inclusive Playground at Hawk Ridge Park. The board has seen the proposals previously in a work session and reviewed those, given staff direction. This particular contract does incorporate capital dollars. It incorporates the Land Water Conservation Fund grant, fundraising efforts, general donations. I believe that this is a complete contract for the entire project that we have been fundraising for or working towards a full budget for a few years now. So this is kind of a big contract for staff. Pretty excited about this one. If this is approved by the park board tonight, it will move forward to the city council for a first and second read if they approve it as well. So I am happy to answer any questions. I will say, so it is on record, that with this particular project, Play Power and their design proposal, an additional donation for $200,000 from the Sunderland grant that came through Unlimited Play. It sounds very confusing, but you guys understand what I'm talking about. Was a part of this proposal, so that was a significant donation that helped us reach our budget in the long run. And that concludes staff report, sir.
Any questions for the director? Seeing none, I'll ask for a motion.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I moved that we award the contract for Hawks Nest All-Inclusive Playground to Play Power LT Farmington Incorporated.
Okay, hearing a first, any second?
That was second.
Okay, hearing a first and second, any discussion? Seeing no discussion, we'll go to vote. All those in favor? Passes 6-0, 3 absent. Next, we'll move on to action item B, Hawks Nest Playground Budget Amendment.
Right. Thanks, sir. This next item is a budget amendment for the previous contract that we just made recommendation for. This budget amendment, the board will remember when we applied for the grant with Land Water Conservation, our initial estimates for the project was $791,000, which is what we put in our budget for in the grant application. That was in 2019 when we did that. Obviously, COVID hit, the grants were stalled, and we did not get award announcement or notice to move forward until last September, which is just a few months ago. We did immediately draft our RFPs and went out to bid, and the estimated cost for the project or the playground that we had originally basically been working towards, those bids came out, all of them within right around $950,000. So that's a pretty significant increase in the budget over that 2-year time. Land Water Conservation Fund has offered a program where if the budget for the playground comes in more than what you requested or what your original budget was, you can apply for basically additional funding within that gap. So for example, Our program was $791,000. It came in at $950,000. Obviously, that's a significant increase. So what we've done is requested that they provide additional funding to fill that gap. That so far, I can't promise those things, but so far they have awarded those requests for all the projects up to now verbally. They haven't, the actual award of money is not until later in this year because, everything takes forever. So although we've been verbally told that, yes, we can do that, we still have to cover that gap, basically, is what's going on here. Even if those monies are awarded, it's still a 50-50 match. So we were about $100,000, $103,000 short of meeting our budget once our fundraising and those things came in. So this budget amendment is for that specific amount of $102,618. We anticipate about $52,000 coming back to us through land water conservation, which still leaves us about 50-ish that the city needs to cover. But we have to front that money. So that's what this budget amendment is for. Long story short is we're fronting the money that we're short to make sure that we've got enough for the contract, and then we'll get reimbursed, and we'll end up spending about $50,000 out of our fund balance. What one of the documents within your packet or within your sheet is our fund balance, and we currently have within our fund balance $165,000. So we have enough money within our fund balance to do that, and then like I said, we anticipate not spending all of the $100,000. But happy to answer any questions. I know that sounds very very confusing, but makes sense in my head.
Any questions? Bill?
Mr. Director, you said it was, our shortage currently is 102,680.
Yes.
All right, we have 165,000 to play with, or in the budget that we can cover this with, correct?
We have $165,000 in our fund balance. That was after our operating budget and our capital budget were complete. Yes.
All right,
It's actually operating budget, not capital.
all right, thank you.
Any other questions for the director? No? Okay, seeing none, I'll ask for a motion.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
I move that we amend the budget for the Hawk Ridge Nest All-Inclusive Playground at Hawk Ridge Park for the amount of $102,680.
Okay, do I hear a second?
Second.
Okay, I've heard a first and second. Any discussion? Not seeing any, I'll take it to a vote. All those in favor? Passes 6-0, 3 absent. We'll move on to action item C, Centerview Landscaping Contract. Director?
Thank you, sir. This particular contract is a portion of the Centerview Phase 2 that was the part of the no tax increase bond issue a couple of years ago. This particular piece, although that project has been broken down into several small projects, this is one of them. This is the landscaping around Centerview, specifically the mulch and the trees and those items. We've got some dead plants out there. The mulching is one of those reoccurring maintenance costs, so we wanted to replace that with a hardscape, kind of a rock, so that we only have to pay for it once, we don't have to do it anymore. Also, we got some dead trees that we need to dig out and replace. Most important is 2 items. That is irrigation. We want to extend the irrigation for the whole yard. That wasn't part of the original contract or the original project. We kind of extended the yard. It was supposed to be a lot of native plants and stuff. We didn't want to do that, and that area didn't have irrigation. We're mowing it, have seeded it, and it needs to be extended. So, excuse me, that's part of it. The other part is on the east entrance, there's the pavers that you walk into, and then the aspen trees there, the kind of the courtyard area. Well, it's kind of a 2-part. Is underneath the pavers, the ground is settling because of some drainage under there. We need to pull those, and if you walk on it, it's very wavy, there's some trip hazards. So we need to pull those pavers out and address that drainage area under there. And then the aspen trees, which originally was kind of a novel idea that typically you don't have aspens around here. Steve and I were pretty excited about it. Well, they've done way better than what we could have ever expected, and we can't control them. And so they're so big and have grown so fast, they're falling over on us because they can't stabilize. We originally bid this out for underground stabilization. We got some drawback from vendors in terms of they didn't really know what to do or how to do it, even though that's what we bid out. And then so we just essentially kind of changed directions, and let's just remove those trees and plant the right species in there and start over so that we don't have real damage in another 5 years. And so this contract removes the aspens, replaces it with paper bark maples, which pretty fall color. They look kind of like a river birch, only they grow very slow. So the size that we are seeing at the aspens now is more like a 20-year size for these. And we think it's a good project. We've worked with Blue Cedar before. This is a single bid, so no other bidders came in. So we were able to work with Blue Cedar to discuss it and make sure that it's exactly what we want. And we do recommend approval of this contract, and it was a complete proposal, so it meets all requirements and regulations on that side of it. Happy to answer any questions. That concludes my report.
Any questions for the director? Okay, seeing no questions, I'll ask for a motion.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
I move that we approve a contract with Blue Cedar Landscaping for the landscaping upgrades at Centerview.
Excellent. Do I hear a second?
Make a second.
Okay. Hearing a first and second, any discussion? Not seeing any, we'll go to a vote. All those in favor? Passes 6-0, 3 absent. Okay, we're going to move to board member comment. I'm going to start with you, Ken.
No comment this time.
Okay. Dan?
I don't have any comments tonight.
Okay. Chris?
I don't have any comments either.
Patrick?
No comments, thank you.
Bill?
No comments.
And I'll finish with no comments myself. So next we'll move to adjournment. I'll ask for a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we adjourn this meeting.
Okay. Second?
Seconded.
Okay. Hearing a first and second, all those in favor? Passes 6-0. Meeting's adjourned.